It's so weird because my kids are not growing up like that. My kids, I got 3 boys, like I said. My kids, I live in a town called the Woodlands, north of Houston, Texas, which is, I'm just saying this up front, it's too rich. It's too rich. It's like the town, they have the red light cameras, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, and they hire real photographers to stand there. I ran a red light once, got a nice 8x10 glossy, and I don't fit in. I live there because it's close to the airport. I do not fit in at all. Actually, this is a good example. One of my neighbors stopped me about a month ago while I was running away from her. And no, we don't get along. We don't get along. And I'm a people person. But when I met her, she moved in about like 3 months ago. And I went over to meet her. And granted, I mean, okay, I don't normally dress this nice, okay? I borrowed clothes for the DVD, but I went over and I knocked on the door, and this is a totally true story. She opened the door. This is the first thing she said. She goes, I've already got a yard man. And I know, and I was like, no, I'm your neighbor. And she goes, oh. And so I introduced myself, and I finally got her to laugh. And then, this is where it went bad. She goes, I want to introduce you to somebody. And I was like, oh, cool. And she goes, it's my cat. And I was like, oh. And the room's getting icy, okay? I don't have any cat jokes. I know, you know, like seriously, with 4,500 people here tonight, there's gonna be some cat lovers, okay? I'm not making fun of cat lovers, okay? So don't go home to your hairball-infested house and type out a hate mail to me on your computer that's probably stacked on 9 kitty box litters, okay? I'm fine if you're a cat lover, I get it. Not everyone can have self-esteem. So, there's one. I think she actually went, it's pretty cool to be outdoors, isn't it? So, I'm gonna stand over here for a little bit. Here's where it went bad, okay? And I think you will back me on this, okay? It's fine if you have a cat. If your cat is grossly overweight, you have to warn me before you shove that visual in my eye hole, okay? I had never seen a cat this big in my life. I walked in the living room and she goes, there she is. And I was like, oh, is she behind the fuzzy chair? And she goes, don't make jokes, that's my fluff. And I was like, well, she's in full fluff. And she goes, she's big bone. I was like, she ate a big bone, it looks like. And then she did what most cat lovers do. She was like, you apologize to Miss Kitty Clarkson. And I was like, what? She named her cat Kitty Clarkson. I'm like, seriously? You got a cat with a badonkadonk like that? And you didn't think of Kitty Kardashian? So...